Hey, Brigandine fans, this is Double 77 Trigger here, and you are watching another episode of Dryst Attacks Everyone, pretty much. Um, this is probably a very difficult battle that I threw Dryst into. I have some pretty decent monsters here, but my leaders are kind of on the really bad side. Hula is pretty good for her healing ability, and she can stay in the back row, but she's got low hit points. And Teeth, I know, you know, um, but I'm trying to make a team, trying to make pretty much 4 armies to work through this game, trying to send out 4 good armies, and that's kind of difficult to do with, some poor knights. And I know some people may think Dryst has a lot of good leaders. Certainly he has probably half of his army is good, but the other half, I just don't care for them. I don't think they're that great. But if I wanted to make 4 sets of armies, I'm going to have to put probably the weakest characters with Dryst, just to balance it out a little bit, because you don't want to have an army full of really low level guys. At least your knights, you don't want all your knights to be low level guys, unless, I can understand the queen, her having like, I don't know, 3 leaders or so, or something like that. But, yeah, this is, pretty difficult to do on hard. I've explained it before, especially when I just turn the game on pretty much and set up my guys. Even with my best knights and best monsters and whatnot, they will still attack me on hard, and it is quite difficult to defend yourself. You pretty much have to lose a lot of your monsters in order to hold your castles, because I've actually done it once before where I tried to just retreat and save some monsters and just do a strategic retreat, but that ended up being another retreat, and after that retreat I didn't really have enough mana to buy anything, and it was kind of the beginning of the end there. So yeah, at the very beginning you want to attack outward when you get the chance. And that's pretty much after they start attacking you, because they might just start attacking you the second month. So, yeah, I finally was able to attack outwards, build up a good army with a few different characters. I have a girl team, I have a guy team. They're both sort of assault teams. The girl team is a little more defensive because it has Victoria, Ira, and I can't remember the girl's name right now, but the little archer that starts off on Iscalio's team. And finally, well, she's a scout, but I got her up to archer now, so there it's a pretty decent team. And the other one, I have Camden, Ulster, and I had Miguel on it for a while, but I think when I got Shitlius, I put him over there instead. But I can go over that later and take a look at it. But Dryst's team pretty much consisted of Dryst and the Bahamut and other 2 really weak leaders, and all the strategy I could muster to try to keep it all together. And plus, what I had to do for a while too, that I probably didn't explain, was I had to put some leaders on Leschenote. I believe that's how you say the castle name. A lot of the names for these castles are quite difficult, or kind of tongue twisters. But yeah, I had to put them to Leschenote so I could get some unicorns, because honestly, to try to keep an army alive, you need to either have the leaders be the healers, or you need to have angels or unicorns, and that's the best way you're going to be able to do it. Phoenix can work, but it's kind of more of a support issue. You have to keep the Phoenix in the background, waiting for the right time to do it, because you can't do it right away. But Phoenixes are great for flankers, because, well, they just keep healing up. This this battle looks like a crazy idea, but I'm playing Dryst for the sake of his fun factor, and I'm going to be playing each leader the way I think they would probably play. And also from, watching the gameplay itself, Dryst is a pretty bold character. So he's just going to run out there and he's just going to do whatever it is that he wants to do. It even says in the game script pretty much. So I'm going to have him be very, very bold. I might have him lose a few monsters here and there if they have to sacrifice themselves just to gain castle territory, because I don't know, I just think that's how he would play, so I'm going to play for him that, in that perspective. I've played for other leaders in the past where I try to save every monster, and sometimes it can work, but usually if you're trying to take over a castle at the very end, they give it their all, and you kind of have to give it your all, or else you just retreat and come back and take over an easy castle. But I like to try to give it my all, and sometimes that's just kind of the name of the game. Sometimes you need to sacrifice a good or bad monster in order to get the win and knock out that country. But everybody else sees it probably, maybe they might have a little different perspective on that. But yeah, so I guess that's up to everybody's opinion. Here for this strategy here, I was kind of a little lost. I'm thinking, oh, great, they got 3 dragons, Dinadan, an angel, or no, 2 angels, Kai. I mean, they got some of their best stuff here. They have a rock on the side, so I'm gonna try to just creep up here. I know I don't have a lot of really good offensive leaders. I mean, the Phoenix, the Balmont, the Dragon, and the Rock are probably my best offensive and defensive characters. I'd say the D, the Vampire Hunter D, he's pretty good for defense, but having him do offense for a while, he would start to get lowered down, beat down, and kind of hurt pretty badly. With him, he has the special attack, the Bat Attack, plus Necro Rebirth, which I think is just an awesome skill. That is just pretty damn awesome. I've used that against Dryst once before, and I've resurrected his Balmont, and I had his dead Balmont kill Dryst off when I was playing as another country, and that was pretty awesome. So usually I'll do that, especially if I have a army where I don't have a whole lot of guys. I've got a lot of special guys, or monsters, I mean. A lot of special monsters. This is definitely a specialty team because it's very assorted. I don't have a whole row of dragons or a whole row of rocks. It's just a very assorted team, so it's kind of hard to think about a really good strategy. It's kind of one of those where you just need to watch all the little individual instances and try to hope that you can do well. Yeah, with the Necro Rebirth with the Vampire Lord, I think it's a really good call to keep him in the front line, but not necessarily have him attack like he's in the front line. Pretty much try to do, 2-space ranged damage on other creatures, so that you can, keep him alive, because he'll keep healing up every turn. Plus, the great thing about him is his defensive side is he'll get attacked, yes, but when he counterattacks, he'll draw back hit points or life. So that will pretty much save his life. But if you have him attack first, and then they attack him later, then he doesn't get that defensive drawback where you can see his life, filling up some more. One interesting thing that I've seen a long time ago when I played this more often, when it just pretty much came out, was the fact that sometimes his criticals, or actually sometimes he can do a negative critical attack for the enemy creature. So the enemy creature could go and attack him and get minus damage to themselves, and he would draw hit points to himself, plus he would still attack. Now, I hope I'm not dreaming on that, but I'm pretty sure I can remember that happening at least a few times. It's kind of a rare thing. But yeah, that's one thing I remember about him. So the Vampire Lord, a really, really good monster to have. The best way to level him up, I mean, if you definitely plan on leveling up a Vampire Lord, let's say you don't have a team that's, very, very good, uh, like kind of how my team was. I just have a few monsters. I probably have 3 good frontline monsters, besides Dryst, and I mean, Dryst is one of the evasion kings of this game. But yeah, they're the best way to level them up is to just level up a ghoul all the way probably to 15, 16, close to 20. You can change him over if you want, but if you level him up before you class him, even though he's in the 10 to 20 range, to me it does look like they can level up quicker. If he's already an extra class, I think it takes more experience points to level up each level. But if you have not classed him and you're getting him close to like level 20, they'll probably level faster. He won't get the healing ability, but he might level up faster, and you basically just keep him in the back row, wait to give him a kill shot, but don't expose him too much. Pretty much ghouls to Lord Vampires are on the equivalency of, I'd have to say, probably like Poseidon. It's almost the same thing, really. Here in this, I'm getting a little too carried away with the Vampire Lords, but here, pretty much I'm trying to make some sort of wall. I'm trying to keep the bomb out in the front line a little bit more exposed, so he has 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 ways to shoot a breath attack. So I'm trying to keep it like that. I'm trying to keep the rock all the way in a corner as a deep flanker, so that I can just keep spamming that Crybird, because the Crybird is almost as powerful as his regular attack, plus it hits more people, for what you can do. So basically, Crybird is like, the equivalency of acid breath for the rock. And here I'm just deciding, should I put Ash out there? Should I not? I mean, he's right next to Kai, but then I'm thinking, oh, you know what? Kai's probably going to do Geno Thunder, and that's not going to do, it's going to do garbage damage to Ash anyway. But if he does a Frost spell, that could effectively hurt him a lot. So right now, I'm being a little desperate with the Phoenix, and I don't know if that's a great call or not, but then again, I'm also playing as Dryst, and I feel like, well, I'm just going to throw my guys out there and kind of have his mentality, if it dies, it wasn't meant to be there. If it, if it's working for his country, it won't die. That's kind of how he thinks. So that's what I'm going to do for him. Yeah, the Vampire Lord, I mean, I really think about what I'm going to do with him, because he's got a few options as to what he can do. As far as where I can go, and plus I need to level up Teeth, because I've got 4 armies and I need to make them all at least decent, so I can go and just do whatever I want to do, and just but this is nice. I figured, well, I might as well use Holy Word here, because I'll be able to see who I can kill, what I can kill. It'll give me a better idea as to what's going to happen. I don't use Holy Word all the time with Archangels. Most of the time I do, but if it seems like I need a heal, or if a leader's close for a Divine Ray or a Holy Bomb, as I call it, then I'm probably going to drop the bomb on them. But this Holy Word hit a lot of guys and did pretty good. I mean, 87 on a rock. I think that's pretty good. I used to watch numbers a lot as far as like what monsters could damage what, how much. But even in the book, it does give a description as to like the the little the balls underneath the level, you know, what color balls they are and how much more damage they do. And I think see, like if I had if the vampire was a blue on a red, I think it's like 20% more damage that I would do to him. But if it was blue on double red, I think it's 30%. So I think it goes up a percent of damage that you can do to him. I figured I would just attack him here because I wasn't really hurt much. 147 is still, that's a pretty big hit that he can do to me. But I wasn't really damaged. I didn't think that killing the Jin dude would be, I don't know. It just, the bad attack I didn't think was going to do all that much damage. Probably could have attacked the ghoul instead, but the dragon's more of a threat. And I don't really play like the computer plays, where if you actually watch the computer play against each other, it's pretty much just a quest to kill off the most ghouls. And it's fun to watch if they don't have a lot of ghouls, but if they do, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, okay, you could go and kill the leader off, but instead, you're going to go and kill off a ghoul with Divine Ray, and he's got 40 hit points left. So, yeah, it's kind of hysterical to actually watch them play against each other sometimes, and I was trying to do that recently to see if Kai's team would knock Dryst out while I was playing as New Mechia. But they're just doing the worst strategies possible. They lost probably 8 level 10 monsters to them, pretty much just fed them right to Dryst, and Dryst army just killed them off and was able to come back. But that was on a different file. Here with Dryst, it was very difficult to start. I feel like I'm getting a good lead. I have a pretty good strategy assembled. I haven't really tried this one before too much, but I'm going to try, and I've already taken out the queen. This is my attack on Kai. I'm going to knock him back and try to destroy him. Hopefully Mechia will come in, and you know, I won't have to bring 2 sets of armies in here. Yeah, I can leave a few armies out on Aston and Zanas so that they can defend that, because I really don't want people taking over my territory. Even if, you know, strategically it's good. If I can help it, I won't. And certain armies, I'll have them pretty much fight to the bitter end if they, you know, they don't have anything leveled up on them. I might have like a really bad team of just like new knights that I just acquired from defeating another country, and I'll just leave them there with a bunch of dragons and you know, hold off the turn 12 just so I can keep that territory if I need to move another army through another space. And then once I have them through that other space and I can, you know, grab a choke point, then I'll pull the better army back to where the sort of garbage army is, and have them counterattack that country that's trying to take me out there. So yeah, I do try to put some thought into what I'm doing. This one was kind of difficult because I had so many options here, and I'm just trying to think, well, you know, I could use power. I'm not sure, I wasn't paying attention too much to the video. I'm narrating it right now, but I wasn't sure if I already used the power attack, but I figured, well, you know, I'll just start with Crybird again because I'm going to hit all their guys, and it's going to work pretty good. With his stoning ability, and Crybird has the ability to paralyze. I mean, this is one of the best things you can do. You have a unicorn 3 spaces away, you know, but in a position that's not going to get hurt too badly, and then you have your rock out there at kind of a flanking angle like that, and you will hurt them pretty bad. Oh, now that one, Dragon's paralyzed, so I think, you know, just watching this, I would just pretty much have my green dragon attack the dragon head on because it's more damage than you can do with Acid Breath. But then again, Acid Breath could, you know, hit the angel too, and the pixie, and Acid Breath could hit the griffin. I'm left with a whole lot of goodies as far as what I could possibly do. So I think for this one, When I'm in this situation where I have, you know, Dinadan, Kai, I've got just a ton of really good, you know, guys to fight against. I just have to kill off their most powerful guys. And if you kill off the most powerful guys right away, that'll change the tide of the battle towards you. You may have some low guys, but you have to figure out how you're going to heal them up. Who's going to heal them up, who needs to live. And if you can help it, try to get them all to live, but sometimes that's sadly not the case. Like, see here, my best option for this was to use Curse right away. And Curse is a decent spell. His Flame spell is, I think it's pretty bad, but I think the fact that he can use Curse on dragons, where he can get a lot of damage from a distance, is a pretty good option for him. So here I'm going to just try to kill off a few of these top monsters. The biggest threats are pretty much dragons and rocks. Just right off the bat, it's just one of those natural things. Demons are pretty good threats too, and so are angels. Anything with the 70 range and over mostly is a good threat. Also, griffins can be big threats against leaders and wizards and the like that. Any little human on the ground, griffins can be really bad news. You just need to know how to use your guys. And for here, I didn't use a wave attack because, okay, they have Kai, who can heal, which he will when he feels that, you know, he needs to. He'll actually do that over Geno Thunder if you're, you know, damaging his guys pretty good. Oh, here's the Frost that I was like, oh crap, now they're going to destroy him. Because, you know, it's blue on triple red, so it's going to be pretty bad. That wasn't too bad. I thought it would be a whole lot worse than that. And I was like, really? You pull your dragon away from me? Oh man, I must have really got them scared there, because they pulled their dragon all the way away from my Phoenix, who's actually in better health, you know, better condition. Could have gotten the Phoenix down a little bit lower. They only care about killing off Drago. He's you know, he's the big threat apparently. I don't know. Sometimes they just do things that I can't understand. But yeah, they left him alone, which was a very good thing. But still, you know, there's more threats. I mean, Dinadan can run down, attack him. They got a bishop that can attack him. You know, they got a few options, but now they're going to try to heal their army, because I'm starting to weaken them. And a big strategy is to try to get them, like if you're trying to get like a dragon or a rock or a phoenix or something that you want to get killed, but you just cannot do it the first turn. You want to get them down to about 300 hit points. And if they have healers there, they probably won't heal him. So you can get them down to 300 hit points for the first turn, or, you know, whatever number turn it is. And then you can, you know, the next round, when you have the option, he'll probably just come up and attack you. He'll get counterattacked, he'll be under 300, and then you can just bombard him and kill him. That's an overall general strategy that's just very easy to do. Well, I mean, for the most part. It depends if you're going against a Mechas or a leader that's really evasive. I can see why they pulled away that merman, because my Phoenix is going to destroy them. I think they're giving me an easy kill here with the Ghoul. I don't think I noticed it yet here. I was just looking around to see what else, you know, what else there is to do. I think I've mostly concentrated on just a few basic things to keep my small army alive, as they just stoned my Phoenix, which usually they will do that to you a lot. If you play this on hard, they will stone you quite a lot. I thought, you know what, I want to bring back one of their dragons and use it against them. because I need to change this around just a little bit in my favor. So, yeah, probably placement wasn't the greatest because I could have had Teeth get a kill, but I was just thinking about bringing back the dragon, and it was pretty good because I just lowered down some monsters and I just gained a monster for myself, so it's great. Yeah, because here now Teeth is kind of screwed. I was like, oh man, I should have just, I probably should have just gotten that kill there, and I'm not going to send Teeth out there into Kai's territory with Dinadan and stuff. That's just not right. Just not right to do to him. So I figured, well, I have to heal him up. I got to keep my flanker alive and keep him going. So he's got another one of those crybirds he can do. Just checking out the other hit points of everybody else. So now that I got him alive, I got an extra dragon, everything's going to look really, really well for me. Things are going to start turning around into my favor, whereas it looked like it was completely in his favor before. But now it's pretty much in my favor. Yeah, he's got Geno Thunder and he's got a few heals, but as far as his army goes, his dragons are literally running away. I mean, that's hard to get I mean, that's difficult to get them to do that on a hard. But once you start knowing what you're doing, you can really just, you know, make the computer completely afraid of you. So, yeah, now I got just a few options. I'm not going to get too reckless. I mean, Kai's still throwing frost spells at me, and so I figure, you know what, I'm going to move over here, and I'm just going to use him to heal up next time, because I just think they're going to stick around. I think they're going to stay for this. And so far, yeah, they're going to stick around. So it seems like they beat my turn on each time, because I just, at this point in time, I just felt like Rocky 5 was just getting punished way too much. I wasn't getting the turns before they were. He wasn't getting to really go and do much. Yeah, I got to stone off Dinadan, and that was pretty good. So at this point, I don't need to kill off Dinadan, even though he's stoned. I've got, you know, not a really big army to do that, and so I'm just gonna, you know, work on his angels and whatnot, because this is the point where I'm trying to destroy his kingdom, and if I just go for leader kills, well, that sucked right there. But if I just go for leader kills, I don't destroy the big, you know, I don't destroy all the monsters, and so the last fight is going to be one of those fights where you're going to be, you know, throwing everything at it, and you're going to be losing a lot of guys because he's going to have a packed army. So at this point, I'm trying to kill off all his best stuff, so all he's left with is ghouls and maybe unicorns to heal up the ghouls. So that'll probably be, you know, what I want to do. But see, I think I got Crybird 3 times, which is, you know, yeah, that's really hard to do. You know, just leaving him out there all by himself with one healer, and no pixie to, you know, protect him or whatnot. But yeah, no, you got the pixie. So yeah, things are turning around quite a lot here. I think what I wanted to try to do was formulate a really good plan so I could possibly kill off as much as I can, because this is the point where, yeah, they could stay, but what's the point? They got really no reason to stay. They can't cure up Dinadan from this position. It's too late in the battle for them to run over and try to cure him up the next turn. Best time right now is to start advancing, because before I was in kind of a weak position compared to him. So I'm going to try to take my guys and start to advance on them a little bit. See, you know, who I can have do what right now. so I can get at least a few kills. Yeah, I don't think he's quite low enough, but yeah, I think yeah, the curse should be able to, you know, take him down, so I can get a good kill with Dryst on it, because this is the point where yeah, Dryst is high, but you know, with the team that I have and how they're getting leveled up, I need to keep getting them higher, and it's pretty much very, very important to level up the leaders more than the monsters. You want to level up your monsters, especially the ones you want to keep, you know, the ones you want to get really high, but you don't want to try to have everybody get leveled up all the time. That's pretty difficult to do, and plus, if you level up your leaders, the more rune points you get, the better that they can get, or the more monsters you can get. You can get weak ghouls or scorpions or something, you know, kind of army fodder, just so you can throw them out there to start the battle up, so that your main characters get leveled up. But then you can draw them to you as long as you send a monster out there to start attacking them. You can, you know, keep your main army back and, you know, have a good form of defense. You can form a V, inverted or regular, and you can attack an army that way. But yeah, Kai, he pretty much had enough at this point. You know, he could have still done something, but he didn't have the army to do much. So right now, I have every advantage on him to just destroy every single monster that he has, and then kill off Dinadan, and get a good kill, maybe with, you know, maybe with teeth, so I can get him up to at least a samurai. Because here's another thing that's a pretty important thing to talk about. When you're trying to level up one of those low-level fighters, you could turn him into the berserker, you turn him into the cavalier, or you could turn him into a samurai. And you know, I've been looking at the points as far as the MP goes, and if he has mid-leveled MP, if he has decent intelligence, I think that the samurai class is the best for him, because I think Slash is based on your I think it's based on your intelligence. So if you have if the character has decent intelligence, you know, if he's smart enough, he'll be able to do Slash well. But if he's not that smart, then you probably want to change him to Berserker class. The Cavalier classes are pretty good. They're really only good if you want to sort of keep them in the back to heal up and to kind of be a buffer where they can kind of come over and help out a little bit. Or if you're pretty much just dead set on getting a paladin. But in all purposes, the Valkyries are a lot better than paladins, because they can not only do the holy word as well as the cures, or I mean the heals, but they can throw spears, so they don't have to stay there and fight. They can actually leave, or not leave, but they can just stand in position and attack. So they're pretty much like the same thing as a scout. No, actually, an archer. I mean, they're the same thing as an archer, with the ability to have good offensive attacks, decent defense. They can do holy word. They can do heal. They're much better than paladins. I do like paladins, though. I think Wingland is probably the best paladin. But as far as Valkyries go, I think that the well, Ira is definitely probably the best right off the bat, just because of the Black Spear. Because if you pit her against Dinadan, she has black against white, and Dinadan is white against white, so she's going to win all the time. But as far as like if you want to level one up from a basic level, I would probably say that Adelicia of New Almechia is the best. Once you level her up all the way, she'll probably be the best Valkyrie. And I'm just saying that because, you know, there is Haley. Haley is pretty awesome. I just don't like the fact that she leaves once you're almost done with the game. So, yeah, I mean, you know, they're all very good. But yeah, as far as this battle goes, I mean, it started off pretty difficult. It just looked like, what the heck are you doing? This is a slaughterhouse. You're just walking into a trap. But the thing is, you have to think about it like that, and you have to prepare for any and all losses. You just have to try to take their best and just wait for their best monsters to come to you, and then just work on the best monsters. Just knock them out gradually, one time at a time. If they have too many healers, you have to just concentrate on one at a time. And or not the healers, but you have to concentrate on their best monsters, one at a time. And once you knock them out of the way, it'll gradually get easier and easier. But it's still difficult. I mean, there's a lot of risky situations that'll come up that you almost lose a guy, or you might completely lose a guy. But yeah, I think here I just totally forgot that Archangel had Halo, and I'm like, I could have done it for him first, because I was just gonna set him in position to have Hula do Halo on him so he could get a big hit kill on Dinadan. But I totally forgot about the Archangel being able to do it. So I think I just burn a turn and just get him that. I think I threw weakness on Dinadan, and I threw power on Teeth, so I could just make sure I get that kill in one shot. But yeah, this was a pretty good battle, and yeah, this game still has a lot of fun factor to it. You can do 4 armies from the start with Dryst on hard. It just does take a lot of foresight and a lot of planning to put together the best team. And pretty much you just want to stick teams. I think the best way to do it is to stick teams of the same like together, like all magic wizards or all sorceresses all together in one team, or all healers on one team, or all fighters or berserkers and samurais all in one team, stuff like that, and it'll work pretty fine. So yeah. Okay, well, he's got 301 attack power. He should be able to pull off a kill, and with Halo it should be a good amount of experience points to get from this. So yep, there he goes. We're finally going to level him up. Yeah, I know he's one of the worst knights you start off with, and but now I got him up to well, no, I guess I didn't get him up to that at that point. Or maybe I did. I have to wait till the 200 plus comes around. But yeah, so anyway, that ends that. That was a long commentary, but if you like, this was double 77 trigger.